Hey, good morning and welcome to another Telling It Like It Is. My name is Jade Alberts, the founder of Peer Guidance. We listen, guide, and connect small businesses, startups, and entrepreneurs. Sharing knowledge and stories is why I started Telling It Like It Is. It is live. If you have any questions, ask away. If you're watching this on a social media channel after the fact, we will have your questions answered. I would like to thank Community Now for their support. They've just launched their third anniversary edition. You can check them out. Their link is in the comment section, and it'll take you directly there. It's, Community Now educates, engages, and inspires us to be strong together. I am pumped about our guest today, Deborah Nichol, the managing partner of Crimson Raven Group. Deborah, how are you today?
I'm really great. Thank you for having me. I'm super excited. And a little nervous, I'm not going to lie.
Well, everyone's always nervous every time. I mean, that's a good thing. Even back in the day in hockey or big baseball games, I still get butterflies. And even now I get butterflies. So it never goes away.
Yeah. Good to know.
Yes, exactly. I know I love talking about the importance of networking and how we met. And we met through Daphne Canales-Lees, who's now kind of, a partner of yours. And she's a partner of ours with Peer Guidance. So we're really intertwined and connected now.
Yes, we are. When we were talking earlier, I was saying it's kind of a big family, and it's turned into, I'm super excited that I met all you guys during COVID, and that was really helpful. And getting out and meeting people, and the networking has been great. Founders Coffee is amazing. I enjoy every single Tuesday that I get there, and the breakfast is awesome. So yeah.
Oh yeah, the food at Red's Diner is money, and yeah, no Founders Coffee. I'm very happy that that's still running, and people are still showing up. And I think we had like 7 on Tuesday, so that's a really good number for people to have good conversations.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, what I'll do is I will get into your introduction, and we'll get after it here. So, Deborah's a happiness designer and managing partner at Crimson Raven Group. The company provides corporate training, psychological services, and is most well known for their free 10-day happiness challenge, which I have taken. Crimson Raven Groups helps managers who lead with compassion, find unique and creative ways to guide their teams through fear and uncertainty, and also has a team of psychologists who helps employee transitions to new careers or roles within existing companies. So, I mean, before we get into the Crimson Raven Group and why you started that, I kind of want to talk about happiness right now and in your travels over the last 5 or 6 months. What do you think COVID has done to our happiness?
Well, that's a really great question. And I think for everyone, it's kind of different. But I think across the board, everyone feels a bit robbed. Everyone has lost something, whether it's their freedom, whether it's jobs, whether it's family, the connections that we have to each other, seeing each other face to face. So yeah. I think that takes a toll. And I think we're seeing it more and more now, even though we're coming out of it. I think people didn't realize how affected their happiness and their life is by getting out and seeing people and being connected. And I think that has become a really important part of what is going forward. Like I said, too, going to Founders Coffee and actually seeing people face to face. We're social distancing, but it's really nice to connect with people that way again. And so, yeah, I struggled. I've struggled all my life with happiness, and I think, like many others, I was chasing it. If you set this goal, you're going to get this, and if you and you get there, and you're it's okay, but it doesn't give you the juice that you were really looking for.
Yeah.
And so it sort of becomes, I want to say, like, happiness is like brushing your teeth. You have to do it every day. It's something you actually have to consciously choose to do. And that's why I created the 10-day happiness challenge. And why it's free was just because of COVID. And it will continue to always be free, because I think it's super important for people to realize that they are actually in charge of their happiness, and they can choose different ways for them to be happy. And so, yeah, that's sort of what I have going on over COVID.
Well, before we talk about the 10-day happiness challenge, I'd like to kind of you've done a big pivot here in the middle of, how has that gone over in COVID, and why did you decide to make that pivot?
So when I was about to launch my business, like 2 days before, we had the Facebook ads ready to go. And of course, when COVID hit, I had to pivot. And I think at the time I thought, well, I'll start here. And, I kind of had this big dream about, where I wanted to go with it. And so once I joined you guys, I realized that, dreams can come true, but you need people to help you. And so I was very fortunate. I got all brave and asked Mo Aladdin to be my mentor. And he actually helped me cultivate it and change it and start something new and make it the big thing that I wanted. So I'm kind of on a leap of faith here, and it's super exciting. We're creating this awesome team. So I'm excited to share my passion, which is happiness and compassion, with other people. So.
No, and that's so important. And as Krista Malden, I just posted it up there. She said, "Love the happiness challenge. It is so needed," and I can't agree more with that. So let's touch a little bit about the happiness challenge. So before people go, I've posted it up on the comments section, so you can just click on it. It'll take you right to the link that you can take the 10-day challenge. It's also posted up here on the screen right now. So, regarding the happiness challenge, how did you come up with it? And why don't we just start with that?
Okay. So, like I said before, I've struggled with happiness, and I was trying to figure out a way that I could remind myself about doing the little things that make me happy. And I wasn't sure where to start. And I had all of the things from the happiness challenge are part of the workshops that I've done in the past. And so what I did was kind of put them all together and make it super simple. And that was what I wanted. People, I don't know if you've taken any of these courses, but you sign up and then, you have to do this for an hour and you have to watch an hour video and and I was like, oh no, like we're such a, instant gratitude society. And so the videos are about 2 minutes long. They give you the happiness challenge for the day, and then you just go and do it. And it becomes part of your everyday life. They're really easy. You've taken it. So, so that's kind of how it all came together.
No, I know my favorite one, and I can't remember if it's 4 or 5 now, but I think it was the music one, picking your song. And I mean, it took me about 25 minutes to find that one song, but I was just like, I need this. I'm such a music lover. So it was like, oh boy, this is going to be a tough challenge to find that one song that I need.
Yeah. Do you know what's awesome about, I think sometimes we forget about music, we, especially at home when you're, if you're feeling a little bit down, sometimes we forget that, music is such a connection to our soul and our energy and stuff. So yeah, the song of the day, that was a lot of people's favorites. And so, yeah, it was good. What was your song of the day?
Oh my God, I can't remember. I knew you were going to ask too. I listen to so, I'm I love music. It calms me. I listen to it when we walk the dog. I listen to it before I played sports my entire life. Even now, when we're having some challenges in our own lives, I'll go to baseball early, sit down, put on some 80s tunes and just kind of focus on what I need to do. There's just a lot. I just love a lot of different music. So it's such an important part of my life as well.
I love it.
No, for sure. So I guess if you were to, I know I have a question at the end, but it's going to be more focused on business side of things. But I want to focus on maybe a tip or two about no one really has the perfect secret to happiness. But if you were to share a tip or two about happiness, what would that be?
So I'll take a couple from the happiness challenge. So one of them is the song of the day. Setting yourself up for, since I created the happiness challenge, I always search out a song of the day every day. And so it's a thing for me now because I realize like I need that music, for me to go on. And so I think what happens is like, it's hard to pick just one. So you can pick one for every day. And it's funny because sometimes, the one song that I pick goes on, like I'll wake up with it and I've got that tune from the day before. So I just kind of run with it. And it kind of it brings me joy to know that I have a song of the day to kind of go back on. And the other one that I'll do is, my husband and I were in Bahamas with my nephew. And he was 9 and he didn't want to sit. We were having a nice dinner. He didn't want to sit there anymore. And so he started complaining and like everything was like complain. And I said to him, I'll make you a deal. Every time you complain, you have to say, I'm happy after. And so he's like, okay. So he continued to complain and he's like, I'm happy. I'm happy. And so what happened is that shortly after, like after all his complaint, we all started laughing because, he's got this big complaint and then he's like, I'm happy. And so what happens from that is when you're complaining, it kind of lowers your energy. But if you start going, even if you are totally pissed off, you can still say I'm happy after. And it just changed your mindset and the process of what you think. So those are 2 little things that might help out with it. Especially during COVID, there's a lot to complain about for people.
Yeah, no, couldn't agree more. I mean, happiness is subjective to so many people, and someone might not like music, someone might love music, someone might need, maybe just to go for a run or play a little squash or go for a swim or, each to their own, and whatever makes you happy. And I've been, saying this for a long time is you just have to find whatever that is. And it might just be going for a walk. Right? I mean, I know when I when I talk to even like say Kathy or other people, it's like, that eat at their desk. I was like, oh, you got to get out. Like you just can't eat at your desk. You're not happy sitting there. Like get out of the office. Go sit in the, downtown in the Devonian Gardens, right beside the fish ponds or the koi or whatever it is. And just getting out for half an hour just gives your body a chance and your mind a chance to refresh, be happy, think about other things. And it might be as simple as that.
Absolutely. I think a lot of times, if you ask people what makes them happy, they don't know a lot of times, right? And so I think sometimes when you have a little, to think about that, what does make me happy? And it's never, when you talk to people, it's never the great big things that happen in life. It's always like, little things. Like I'm celiac and I love candy. And so when I get M&Ms, I have to refrain myself, but I line them up 10 in a row and I enjoy those M&Ms like one at a time. And then that makes me so happy. So I think I think people start looking for the big things. And I think it's actually the little things that you do in your everyday life that really is the changer. And so.
Oh no, I couldn't agree more. I mean, it's always the little things that make you happy. I mean, chocolate as an example. I mean, if I bring chocolate home and it's for the girls, like it could be a little Kinder thing, and all of a sudden it's just like, all right, they could be having the worst day ever, and all of a sudden it's now the best day ever. And I think probably chocolate is a happiness for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know it is for me too. I do love my chocolate. So,
well, can you imagine as an adult, like waking up in the morning and having the enthusiasm of a kid, like being, so excited about the day ahead and stuff? And I make a point. I'm totally always excited about what the day holds. And so, yeah, I've made a point of it. Like I've actually had to practice it, Sometimes when the alarm goes off, you're like, oh, already?
Well, I mean, I literally am an all-day person. I'm most of the time, I'm almost always happy. And even when my alarm goes off, which is a song, it's not an alarm, it's Don't Stop Believing, right? It's just like getting there, I get up and I'm dancing over there to shut the alarm off on my phone. And it's just like the day's going, man. It's 7:00. I'm dancing already. It's music. It's just not a beep, beep, beep. That's just me, though. I need that. So
I love it.
So I know we talked a lot about happiness here, but and I think in today's, in a way, not only just because of COVID, but before, and the way we roll in the world of we need everything now, and it hasn't arrived yet, or why are you not listening to me? I think compassion is a really big part of happiness. Can you kind of explain how they roll together?
Yeah. So compassion is I didn't realize that it was something that people think that maybe if you're compassionate, you need to grab a Kleenex box, and it's something that is on the softer side of things, which it is. But today, in the way that the world goes, and COVID has really brought this up, is that we do need compassion for each other. And not just in our own families and friends and that, but also in the workplace. And so, like I said, one of my passions was the happiness and compassion, and I really wanted to put them together. And so we did that with some leadership training and bringing compassion to the workplace, because I think it's going forward, things are never going to be the same. And I think some companies did amazing job during COVID with their teams and employees. And, they got down there and they were finding out what was going on with them. And then on the other side, there was some companies that struggled. And so when we were going through the change of what we're going to do with Crimson Raven Group, part of that was, reaching out to some of these companies that struggle with that. In the past, it's always been, you rule from the ivory tower, or this is how you get things done. It's hardcore. And it's, I think, a softer side to things. It doesn't mean that you don't get things done and, and the rest of it. What they're finding now is, in all the research, is that employees and teams, they're more excited to, help out the team and to tend to work harder and to get things done and collaborate when you have compassion in the mix. And so that was really our goal, to start getting that out there and help teams do that. And I think it's possible. I really do. I'm a firm believer that when everybody kind of works together, it's a better place, So that's kind of the message that we were talking about compassion. So
I agree. And I mean, I use the hashtag Stronger Together a lot. And I mean, speaking of compassion and engagement and being together, that's exactly what Krista and her team at Community Now magazine do. I mean, their link is right in the comments section, so you can check them out. But I mean, that magazine brings everybody together. I know you're going to be part of it. I'm part of it. Peter LaFontaine, Colea, so many, Venetia, Dean Kendall. Like, there's so many people out there that have been part of it that are willing to give back and share their stories and their knowledge, just to make people aware of what's going on in the world, and aware that you're not alone, and asking for help is not a sign of weakness. So I really support what Krista does and that magazine. So if for anybody that needs a really good read, and it is just something that you need to check out. Like, I highly recommend it. You'll walk out of there smiling, and then you can go right into the happiness challenge.
Yeah. It's an awesome magazine. I'm once again, I met her over COVID. Like, I've been really, like everyone else, COVID has affected us. There's just no question. But I think at a certain point, I had to really go, okay, well, like, where's something always good comes out of chaos. And I immediately look for it now, because if you start going down the other route, you get into trouble, and especially if you're isolated. And so the magazine, I think it's amazing what she's doing, and I am so honored to be a part of it. I'm super excited for her and what she's doing in the community, and anyone who reads it. You're right, like, it's just an uplifting, thing to have on hand. So yeah.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Again, I'm talking with Deborah Nichol, the managing partner of the Crimson Raven Group. You can click on their link in the comment section as well. The happiness challenge the link is in the comment section as well. So I guess what's next for the Crimson Raven Group?
Well, we're getting our training together. We've almost finalized everything. So we're collaborating with some amazing people. I love this about having a group with me. I love collaborating with people. Like, it's so exciting, and you can learn from everyone. I'm thrilled about that. Mo is teaching a personality section. We have another lady coming in teaching diversity and inclusion, and then the compassion part. And then there's also a loss, like a grieving loss section, which is all about, kind of addressing the things that people have lost during COVID. Whether it's a job, whether it's a loved one, or anything like that. So we're moving forward on that. And then we are continuing to build the private practice. So we have a group of psychologists coming on. And so, because that's totally needed too. And there'll be family and individual psychologies available for them. So we're trying to really, really address kind of that need in every kind of area for people, so that they can have someone to talk to and lean on a little bit. So that's
well, that's great. I mean, the importance of having someone to talk to is, I mean, you can't stress enough having a great support network around you. And I mean, even if it's not a professional or somebody that's an expert in the field, if you have a friend or a mentor or anybody that you can just reach out to and talk to, it's, and I mean, you hear me say this all the time, asking for help is not a sign of weakness, and you need to reach out and talk to people, and they will listen. I mean, there are a lot of people out there that will listen to you. So I think that's so important.
I think people just want to help, like at any turn. And I think, especially if you've gone through something like that is similar to you want to help, because you know what that feels like, and so I think when people make themselves available, like, every person's story is important, and when you start telling it, you may be helping someone that you don't even know.
Absolutely.
Especially when you get to the other side. So, the other side's awesome. But when you're stuck in it, it's a struggle. And so I'm excited for people to really collaborate and have a little fun and with the happiness challenge and stuff. So
no, absolutely. And it's, I mean, I think we've had such a great conversation here about happiness, and I'm sad it's coming to an end for sure. But my last question, I mean, is always the same, but I mean, you've done, a kind of a whole 180 here, maybe even a 360 in your business. So if you had one piece of advice for a small business startup or entrepreneur, Deborah, what would that be?
Well, my piece of advice would be to get a mentor. It was, honestly, I can honestly say it was the best thing that I have ever done for not only myself, but for my business. I'm kind of, I can't find the words to express my gratitude for Mo, but also for you guys, like the Peer Guidance Group. You guys, and Daphne too. Like, I couldn't do it without all of you. And I've said that, because what's amazing is that when you have the support of such a lovely group of people, and like, I love, like, individually, I love you all. And I'm really, like, every day I'm like, oh, I'm so excited that I've met you all. And I feel honored to know you. But getting a mentor for your business, I had no idea what a mentor could do until I got one. And the best thing about it is that it's really allowed me to spread my wings but have a little cushion, because you have places you can go for advice and guidance, because they've been there and done it. And so, that would be my biggest thing. I remember when I asked Mo, I was a little shy because I didn't know him that well, and I was taking a leap. And I asked him, and when he said yes, I thought I had literally won the jackpot. And I really didn't know how much of a jackpot I had won, so I'm really grateful for all of you and for you having me on your show. And yeah, so thank you, all of you.
Oh no, the love is reciprocal. I mean, it's been over the last, I guess, 6 or so months. I've met so many interesting people, and you've really dived into our lives, and it's been awesome. And you bring such a great energy, even to Founders Coffee. That you're coming and supporting that and engaged. And yeah, I can't. I mean, I've known Mo for a long time now, and he's one of the first people I asked to be a part of the team at Peer Guidance because I think so highly of him. So you picked literally one of the best people out there in the world. So that was a good choice.
Or make really good decisions.
Exactly. Well, this was awesome, Deborah. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really love the happiness you brought and the knowledge that you shared about happiness. And for anybody that wants to check it out, you definitely need to check out the happiness challenge. It's right on the screen right now, and it's in the comment section, and check it out. So thank you so much again, Deborah.
Thank you. It's been absolutely my pleasure. So thank you for being such a great host. It was easy. My butterflies went away quickly.
Well, that's good. I hope everybody has a great week, and we will see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.